These days are running slow. Sunsets on earth I'd rather be. Been to all those places on the wall. But tell me, have you ever danced in the rain? And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else.
Oh, I see our friends from HITWAY have been at it again.
Check this out.
What is it this time?
So they've sent us a e-scooter to trial out. It's huge.
That'll be good. Are we going to have a play on it?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Big. You're getting out the boxes under the first one bit.
Oh, it's a proper adult scooter. It's not a little kid's toy or anything.
It's a big boy's toy. So this is their H9 Pro electric scooter.
That looks amazing. I can't wait.
Which has got all sorts of fancy, funky gadgets on it. But as ever, it's really packed well. So for the next 10 minutes I shall be unpacking.
What is it? HITWAY
H9 Pro electric scooter, 500 watt. So it's got a good battery on it. So for easy transportation, these handles fold in, and this folds down so you can put it in the boot of your car nice and easy.
Oh, that's good.
And then they just clip out into place, screw them up.
Oh, so it folds down even further.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. That does make it super easy to fit in the car, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, that didn't take long at all to put up, did it?
No.
I mean, the e-bike was easy enough to set up, but this was literally 2 minutes. So is that it? Is that the set ready to go?
Yep, that's it. All ready to go.
Should we go? Should we take it for a spin? Ready? Woo!
Don't be riding that round the house.
Let's go. So long press the power button to turn it on. Then the different modes, just short press the plus button. You can see we've got assist mode 1, assist mode 2 and assist mode 3. And if I press it again, P, that's just manual, no assist, I think, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. To get the lights on, long press and hold the plus button with the little light symbol, and I'll put the lights on. And the lights back off. Assist 3 all the way, baby. Come on, Benji, let's go. Still tough on the hill. That's good fun. Do you want to go?
I'll have a go.
Alright. On your marks, get set, go! Look at them go. Look at him just gliding up the road there. Was it good fun?
That's brilliant. So the different power levels are really responsive, so you can go to like just like the eco mode, so it's just like a slow walk, and then assist 1 a bit faster, assist 2 which is a standard, and then the turbo 1 which is really good, especially if you want to go a bit faster or going uphill. That really is effective. The brakes are really good, the suspension's really good, so if you're going over lumps and bumps, that seems to really help with anything.
So, why was it going faster for you coming back up the hill than it was me?
So I read the instruction manual, and this little lever here is your accelerator. So you press that once you're off the move, and that's your power button.
No way! So I was doing it all manual.
Yeah.
I thought it was difficult. So I was like, bloody hell, this is tough coming up this hill. Oh, I've got to have another go now then.
No, I'm having another go.
I didn't get the full experience.
I'll see you later.
Come on, it's not fair. I'm going to get the e-bike out. Power button, that's what I need. Right, you coming, Benji? Go on then. Woo! That is so good.
It's not bad, is it?
Now that I've found the power button. Oh, why do I struggle with this helmet? There we go. It's like deja vu of last time. That's so good. Right, I see. I'm taking this to work instead of the e-bike. This actually folds up smaller than the e-bike, doesn't it? And it's quite powerful. Getting up that steep hill there. What do you think?
I'm impressed
like
with it. Yeah.
You impressed?
So the top speed you're legally allowed to go on it is 25 kilometers an hour, and it is designed for people over the age of 14. So if you're under 14, you're not actually allowed to legally ride them on a road,
right?
Public road.
Yeah.
I do recommend that for safety reasons, if you're just over 16s, only to use them.
Yeah.
Because obviously it is a powered form of transport. But for nipping around town and stuff, for like when you go to work and you have to do your park and ride and stuff like that, brilliant. Or if you've just got to nip around the village to go and post a letter or something like that.
It is good, and because it's got the fat tyres as well, a little bit like the e-bike, it's better for this type of terrain.
So as well as the lights on it, also got indicators as well at the bottom. Or if you want to the left.
Right, should we get going?
Yep.
Should we go and get a cup of tea? Get a bit chilly out here now, isn't it? And it's starting to down. Okay, let's get back to the bedroom renovations. We're still chipping away at this a little bit at a time, whenever we can grab a few spare hours in between working at our day jobs, Godwin Vintage, creating YouTube videos, along with all of the other stuff that needs doing around the cottage. And of course finding the time to eat and sleep amongst all of this. Ever get the feeling there just aren't enough hours in the day? Needless to say, the bedroom project has taken far longer than I had anticipated to get it to completion, with small hiccups and problems along the way that just seem to take far more time than they really should. But we will get there eventually. You just may need to wait a wee while longer for the grand reveal of the finished bedroom, but I promise it will be sometime this year. So here I am, giving the skirting boards that we're reusing a light sand down to get rid of any bits and carpet fluff that was stuck to the old paint.
What on earth is that?
This is the panel.
The panel for what?
The panel for the end of the wardrobe.
Johnny, it's taller than the ceiling.
obviously it's going to be cut down to size. They only come in 2.4 metre lengths.
Right.
I think the wardrobe's just a little over 2 metres, so we need to trim the top off. But it's going to be, it's this kind of rustic-y farmhouse tongue and groove style, similar to what we're having on the wall. But I had to order this panel because the ones that we got for the wall, they only come in 1.8 metre lengths or height, whatever, whereas we needed at least 2 metres for the end of the wardrobe. So obviously that's too big for the wardrobe. It just needs to chop the top off.
You think?
So I think get this measured, chop the top off, and then at least it's a bit more manageable because there's nowhere to store it other than here in the house.
Well, you better get the right height. Don't cut it too short.
Huh?
You better get it right. Don't cut it too short.
Oh, imagine that, and I have to order another one.
I know what your measuring's like.
I wouldn't put it past me. What's the saying? Cut twice, measure once. No.
Benji, you know, don't you?
That's in my case. Cut twice, measure once. No, measure twice, cut once. So I'll measure it twice and cut it once, and hopefully that's right. I think I did a good floor with the flooring.
Who finished the flooring off and did all the fiddly bits?
I did most of it.
Who did it, Benji?
And I think our followers will agree with that because most of the video shows me doing the flooring.
It's because you like being on the video?
Alright, so I've cut my little battens down to size, so I'm going to have 4 of these, 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom and 2 in the middle just for added support, and then I'll attach the panel to it. But Adam had a good idea that we should put some antique brass hooks up here, you know, just to hang things on. So obviously it makes sense to put the batten in the place where we want the hooks. Where do you think the hooks will need to go, Adam?
Somewhere. That round there.
Should I grab a towel so we can... So imagine, not that you'd hang a towel here, but does that look about the right height for you to hang your negligee?
Beg your pardon? More like your mankini.
Adam and his negligee hanging up here.
Johnny and his mankini.
Oh, I do make myself laugh sometimes, don't I? Is that
they want to see you in your mankini now. Can you imagine? Dear God.
Stop imagining me in a mankini.
I don't want to.
Is that about the right height?
That'll do.
Good, cool. So what I'll do is I'll drill little pilot holes in. I'll just get these screwed on, and then I can attach the panel. Task definitely best left to Adam, measuring to see where he needs to cut out the holes in the wall panels.
Because if you get this wrong, it's screwed.
Because I'm pretty sure I'd make a bodge job at this. And I'd have to go out and buy more wall panels. safety first, because our neighbour has very kindly lent us his nail gun, which I'm looking forward to using. Never used one before, so let's see how this goes. Make sure this is properly lined up first. Shut up.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Fire them in the slots, in the grooves, and then you won't have the hassle of filling holes.
No, I'll still have to fill anyway. In fact, that'll be more hassle because I'm going to get all filling gunked up in the ridges. At least here it's nice and flat, and I can just smooth it over. Do you know what I mean? Trust me, I know what I'm doing. If you believe that, you believe anything.
I think my father will agree with me.
Ah, it's so cool. I want one. Okay, so what I've done is I've put a piece of decorative moulding on this side, so that kind of hides the gap between the end of this end of the wardrobe and the wall and makes it all look nice and seamless. And I've also done the same on that side. I've temporarily taken this door off just so I can get in there and make sure I can see what I'm doing. And don't worry, I've made sure that the door can still open with this piece of moulding on. That's all fine. And yeah, as I said, it just finishes it off a little bit. So I think next what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the coving, the piece of coving that we've got. Hopefully that will fit. And then I'll have a look at attaching the skirting board to the bottom of the wardrobe. So far so good. And Adam has the light switch off there. He's attempting to get the correct measurements so that he can cut a hole out in the wall panelling to accommodate the light switch, and he also has to do the same with this double socket down here, and also the light switch for the ensuite, and then there's another double socket down here. So I've left this part to Adam because he's better at this. I'll end up messing it up.
Just getting your calculations right.
Mm-hmm.
So just follow those instructions, you're going to be fine.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's what you need to cut that hole out. That's where the light switch is going to go.
Yeah.
And that piece will just go up here.
Like that.
Good stuff. So I've got this L-shape strip of wood, and this is going to go on the edge of the wardrobe near the back, just because the edge of this paneling is a little bit rough. So I figured this would go on here and just neaten it off a little bit so it looks, so it doesn't look quite as scruffy, just looks a little bit neater. So next up, our lovely neighbour Ian very kindly gave us a couple of pieces of this cornicing that he had kicking around in his workshop, and they were just going to go to scrap anyway. So my plan is to attach these to the top of the wardrobe, which will finish it off nicely. Now, two slight concerns I have. To start with, these are only 2.4 meters in length, whereas the width of the wardrobe is 3 meters in length. So I've got two pieces of this the same length, so I'm going to have to kind of splice them together to try and make them the length that I need, and then obviously miter the corner so that we'll have a piece running down the side of the wardrobe as well. But I'm hoping that the height of this doesn't exceed the height of the wall. Basically, I don't want this to go past the coving that runs around the edge of the ceiling, because I don't really want to have to try and cut the end of the cornicing to follow the shape of the coving that runs along the edge of the ceiling. So let's have a look and see how this looks, because I have a feeling it might be a little bit too high. So I don't want it to go right up to the ceiling, because as I mentioned earlier, we have these spotlights here and they will be just a little bit too close if the wardrobe is right up to the ceiling. But this cornicing here, I also don't want it to be higher than that. Oh, no way! Oh, that fits perfectly! Honestly, I couldn't have designed this better if I tried. That is so lucky. Okay, so yeah, this is perfect. So it's just, the height is, it's just under the coving that runs along the ceiling. So that means there's no having to cut into the coving. There's no having to cut the piece of cornicing to follow the shape of the coving. This is perfect. So what I'll do is I'll have it kind of hanging over the doors slightly. And I think it'll just frame the doors nicely with the pieces of decorative moulding on either side. As I just said, it'll almost create a frame for the front of the wardrobe, and obviously this will be painted the same colour as the wardrobe doors, which is going to be the same as the red wall behind me. Yeah, this looks perfect. So what I'll do is I'll measure up, and I hope I have just as much luck cutting and mitering and everything. Dun, 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 dun.
There you go, job done.
The holes are cut. Does it fit though? That is the question.
Yeah, that'll do. Don't know if it'll fit or not, but that'll do.
Let's try it. And we've got these lovely little sockets to replace these the white plastic ones. So we've gone for these kind of contemporary antique brass, so they're kind of like a brushed antique brass effect, and they're the screwless ones. So we thought, you know, although obviously we want vintage traditional vibes going on, we like a little contemporary things here and there. So I think these will look really nice to replace the white plastic ones. So hopefully it won't be too much of a challenge for Adam to fit these. I'm sure it won't be, with his electrical expertise skills.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, he's saying.
Good, done.
Okay, so the light switch plate seems to be lined up perfectly with the holes, and then the holes there for the wall lights to be reattached, they're all lined up. And then obviously you've got the double socket down here, that lines up. No point screwing these back on just yet because we need to now take this panel back off so that we can apply the adhesive and get it stuck to the wall. There we go, so adhesive applied, the panel's now stuck to the wall. Let's get these sockets back in so we can get the power back on. Let's get these covers on and see how they look. Oh, that was easy enough.
Good when you know how, isn't it?
Hmm? How good do they look?
It's alright. That'll do. Easy peasy.
And the brackets for the wall lights to go back up. So we will be painting these wall panels red, the same colour as the back wall, but we're not going to start painting until we've completed the wardrobe and everything else so that we can paint everything at once. I don't want to get all the paint out, paint one thing and then put all the paint away and then get it back out once the wardrobes are finished. So Adam's just putting these wall lights back up for the time being.
Perhaps I should buy some burgundy 3/4 braided cable.
Ah, that would work well, wouldn't it?
And then I can just tack one down there with a nice brass tack.
Yeah, because they are just the plug and play style wall lights anyway, so...
Well, that's just the ones I came with, but it's easy enough to rewire just so they kind of blend in a bit more.
The cable is meant to be visible, it's meant to have that kind of vintagey look, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. This is what you're going to hate.
The finger marks. That is going to be annoying, isn't it?
There we go. Need it.
Getting there slowly but surely. We've made progress tonight. We've got one thin strip just to fix here, which is so annoying because we've got to buy a whole panel just for that one thin strip, but it is what it is. Once that's on, Adam can swap out these sockets with the nice antique brass ones. As you can see, he's got the wall lights back up. The only other thing then to do is add the dado rail along the top here and the little picture shelf on top of that. And then obviously to paint that, then we can revisit the wardrobe, but it's quite late on a Sunday night, and we're going to wrap up for now and go and make food and prepare for work tomorrow. Yay! So we shall resume this project tomorrow evening after work.